These are my little Brie, pistachio and hot honey bites. They work perfectly as tiny little canapés for when you're hosting people over this festive season. Welcome back to 30 Days of Christmas with Arubakes, and today we are making some Brie, pistachio and hot honey canapés, which works as the perfect appetizer when you are hosting this festive season. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to toast up some pistachio. I know I've got like the world's largest pan, but just get an appropriate size pan and toast this up. So we're using a little mini cupcake tray. This has 12. I'm going to do about 6 little canapés in this. While your pistachios are toasting up, let's prep the Brie for this. Just whatever the cheapest store-bought Brie that you can find, because this is going into those cups and then baking and melting into the little canapés that we're making. All right, do we want cubes or do we want wedges? Let's do some cubes. So get your Brie and then we'll cut this up into bite-sized pieces. I'm keeping the rind bit on because, you know, it's just extra effort to take it out. So kind of that size pieces is what we're looking for. I think you can get maybe about 16 from one block of Brie, depending on how big you cut the pieces and depending on how many you snack on while making it. Okay, our Brie is done. Our pistachios are ready, so let's just chop that up. Just a rough chop to get fairly small-ish pieces. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. And let's get this pastry dough going. So today I'm using some spring roll pastry for this. Phyllo is fine. You can use some puff pastry and skip this whole step that we're going to do next. But the spring roll pastry or the Phyllo works really nicely with this because it has those like layers and a nice crunch to it. So this size is perfect to make 4 little bite-sized ones that fit into this. So we're going to take this and then just brush on just a little, just the tiniest bit of butter, and then layer on another sheet. And then a little bit more butter onto that and layer on another sheet. So roughly, I would say maybe 4 sheets of the Phyllo or the spring roll pastry is enough per cup. And then cut this into 4 equal-sized pieces like that. So that is what we're looking for. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna do 8 of these because we get 4 from each sheet. Okay, brush the tiniest bit of butter on top of each of your little squares. And then the ones that we're not using right now, I'm just going to cover in some cling film and keep because this pastry tends to dry up super fast. Get your baking tray and then brush on a little bit of this melted butter in each of these. And then pop each of our squares into this like that. Just slide it in, kind of like that. Perfect. And then we pop in a little piece of Brie into each one of these. This is the problem when there's cheese. Okay, and then sprinkle on just the tiniest bit of pistachio on top. And then we're going to drizzle on some hot honey. Now, if you don't have hot honey at home, you just have to boil a little bit of honey with some chili flakes, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and maybe about half a teaspoon of white vinegar. Just boil it until it heats through and all of those flavors infuse together. That's it. Okay, so just drizzle on a little bit of that. Oh, this is already looking good. We're putting in just a hint of thyme onto all of these. So get yourself some thyme. You can actually do rosemary or thyme. So let me put some thyme in some, and then just the tiniest bit of rosemary just on top, just to bring in a little festive cheer. I mean, this is already pretty festive, but you know what I mean. And then off they go into the oven. Okay, so these have been in the oven now for about 7 minutes and they're looking beautiful. So I'm just gonna take them out. So these are looking crazy cute. I'm just gonna hit it with the tiniest pinch of flaky sea salt and then some hot honey. Ah, yum. They're the perfect thing to make when you're having guests over this festive season. That melty, creamy brie, the crunch you get from that pastry, the little hit of pistachio, and that hot honey, you guys, that just brings it to another level. It's sweet, it's savory, it's a perfect thing just to pop in your mouth while you're socializing and having a drink. Oh my gosh, make these. And if you like recipes like this, super quick, easy, simple recipes to make hosting a breeze and stress-free this festive season, please subscribe to my page, Arubakes. Hope you guys are having a great festive season. See you in the next one. Bye.